So I want to know more details on it because I only have the surface level of it's been approved. Because I think back to like when Trump got impeached and everybody's like, what does this mean? And it's like
it's kind of like it's something so major that it's like, yeah, what does this actually mean? So okay, I'll tell you what I know for sure based off of what TikTok has told us for sure. So the TikTok CEO, the one who was actually on trial being asked, you know, all the questions, which side note, it's very important to be the face of your brand because then it creates that no likes trust factor. And like, I feel like I know him. You know what I'm saying? There's like a person.
Right.
It's not just I know Mark Zuckerberg, but it's like I got a face to a brand. I'm gonna just say that. But anyhow, I digress. But I do want to say that he came on last night and shared, created a post basically saying like, this is real. Yes, the U.S. did ban TikTok, and he's like, we have the Constitution on our side. I quote. He said. He also says that this is not a threat of your First Amendment rights, but he mentions, you know, freedom of speech, etc. He says that they're going to fight it, and then they're going to work towards, you know, trying to get it unbanned. But at the end of the day, it's banned. Something that a lot of people don't know and don't take into consideration is that our politicians, and I'm not trying to get like political in the sense of like. You know, I ain't even gonna go there, but these are facts. You can look them up online. You can ask to your local politician and ask them. It's especially at a state level, Senate, you know, president, they can hold stock in companies, and they have stock. Like a wide variety of them. The majority of them have stock in Instagram and Facebook and Meta. There you go. Yeah. They have stock in Amazon. They have stock in, you know what I'm saying? So its success lies on, you know what I mean? Their success, their dollars. I mean, I'm just saying, if it was me, why not get rid of TikTok so I can make some money? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't see them undoing that. And this isn't their house. Like, you know what I'm saying? TikTok is based in China. So there's a whole thing. And then I also understand the whole aspect of it, you know, like user attention, which user data, that's a whole thing. But that's my thought on that. And that, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of where we're left at. It is for sure a thing, you know? I don't think it's coming back with that, with knowing all of that. I don't think that it's going to get unbanned. Like, it's banned. We don't know when it's going to go into effect, but my preparation for it is just to go harder on Instagram as I did on TikTok. When I first grew my TikTok account, and this was 2021, 22, so TikTok had been out, like you already had your TikTok famous people, right? I knew that, okay, they said that in order to grow your page fast, you had to post more than once a day. I came in posting 4 times a day. I was able to get 1,000 followers in 4 months. And then I stopped after that because it was like, how do you even maintain this? But I did it. Okay, 1,000, I can go live. Cool. And I can put the link in my bio. That's what I was working for. But I'm going to bring that energy back now. And that I posted 3 times today.
I saw that. I was like, oh, she's on it. Yes.
Fire. With the SEO titles, because you see that Instagram has put that up at the top with Meta AI, and that they want it to be searchable. Because I'll tell you, me as a TikTok creator and as a TikTok consumer, I don't search for anything else unless I'm searching for on TikTok. My mom's like, how do you make how long does it, or what's the temperature, not temperature, but you know what I'm saying? Like anything, any how-to, how do I scale? How do I grow? How do I cook? So I look on TikTok because I rather know in 60 seconds, as I rather know now on Instagram in 60, 90 seconds, than in a 25-minute YouTube video. And YouTube has shorts, but that's just also not my go-to because I'm already on TikTok. Kind of know I'm already going to be on Instagram and am on Instagram. So yeah.
Wow. It's it's quite a day in America.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel, because my next TikTok next post that I'm putting out is that COVID, you know what I mean? When that happened, that shifted user behavior so much so that it put TikTok on. That's when TikTok got hot.
It was perfect timing for that, for Love is Blind.
Exactly.
The circle.
You name it. Things took off in TikTok during COVID, you know, because the consumer behavior changed. We were at home more. And now, because of that shift, it shifted how we consume content in general, and that we want bite-sized things. And now that bite-sized thing, that primary one, is going away, and there's a new player in town. Yeah. So I really think a lot of our influencers, our top influencers, like let's think Rachel Rogers, she has 100,000 followers. I think she can get to 1 million
Oh
easily
yeah.
in
Oh
this.
yeah.
You know what
And
I'm
I,
saying?
yes. And I think it's very interesting how Meta released the SEO search on Instagram literally days before.
Right on time.
TikTok.
Right on
Mhm.
time. And all I gotta say is like a lot of people you can say you're behind on whatever you want to say you're behind on, but we are at the cusp of change. You can grab it or you can have a seat and watch.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. What
I
other
see.
questions do you have? And I know we're talking strategy today, so this is our strategy session. So, and then we're going to get to Content Confidence Weekly Live in 23 minutes here. So yes, strategy session. I am working on your really rap sheet questionnaire. I do want to like make sure that I'm being thoughtful in developing that. I'm doing it for Henry as well, and I think that the more that I am able to sit with it, the better answers I'm going to get from you in the rap sheet to construct that.
Okay.
But while we're developing the rap sheet, what thoughts do you have on, you know, on your strategy in general, on your offer in general? Do you want to talk about 10K in 10 days? Like whatever however you want to take these strategy sessions, we can do it like a Q&A.
Okay. Yeah. So I feel really good about my offer for the 10K in 10 days challenge doing camera confidence coaching. I feel very comfortable with it. Like it is my background, my peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
So I've been really excited about it. I've kind of scaled back on Instagram because I've been contacting people more from
Yes.
my network.
To focus on that, and that's okay.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's okay, because what I would say while you're doing that, while you're contacting people in any form, whatever information they give you, questions they have for you, put that in your notes to create content around.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't already have content on it, or to redo it, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Yeah.
that makes sense.
How
Yeah,
is
a lot.
how is it going? Have you gotten any feedback on that?
Not so much
No?
feedback, more so like, oh my gosh, I love this, and you would be great at this. How
Yes.
can I help you?
I
That's
love it. Yes.
that's what I've been hearing.
Good, good. And so what are you planning? What's next? Where has this, taken your, your vision?
Yes. My vision.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still molding it because I still want to sell the roadmap course and just trying to figure out how they complement each other. Like, do I sell the course with complimentary coaching sessions?
Mm-hmm. So here's the thing. I would say let the course live. This is my suggestion to you, and how I've seen a lot of creators do it on TikTok, because I want ultimately like what's best for you, what's possible for you, what's already yours. You know what I mean? If you're willing to way to like step away from it, and that let the course live as a link, you know what I mean, in your bio, and this be a thing that you can sell, yes, but then have something separate from it, and that you're your own entity. You're putting in all of this groundwork. Why not, you know what I mean, let all of that come to you and come separate, so they don't get confused on Rachel's creation. You know what I'm saying? What you created. So yeah, that's what I would say. Is like, yes, you could sell them together. I think that they would sell together, but then you could already offer that just in general as it lives in your bio, in your bio. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I'm just at this point focused on getting people to be interested in it, to be honest. Because I hear that it's a good idea, but how do I solidify and sell that?
Yeah, how do you sell the concept that you have for your offer? I would say, okay, I'll tell you like what I'm doing in the sense of whoever accepts my offer, who's ever interested in like, for example, the retreat that I'm putting together, like that will be for me, I'm like one person is all I need. I've had 7 people interested, and then I'm going to follow up from there. What's going to come next after that is going to be really just me nurturing that one person. You know what I mean? That I know I can get from that 7. And then from there, we showcase, and then I can, come back to it, and that I'll have promo and content from that one person that I've been able to get for it, or more. So for me, I'm not walking away from this retreat thing after the 10 days too. And
right.
so,
Yeah, I don't plan to stop it either. I think that
yeah,
that would,
you like the idea, right?
yeah, I think that that would be kind of silly, even to do in like if I end up getting a full-time job or having something else. I think that this is something that I can always offer people.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And so with that, it's like, well, no matter what you get, and what I realized too, for a lot of people that I'm seeing is like, one, did you already have a connection with your audience and giving them value before we come in for the ask, and whatever that is, tune in.
That's what I'm struggling with, honestly.
Yeah. And then it's a numbers game. Like you get what, even for like the lives, right, that we do. And now that we're transferring over to TikTok, from TikTok to Instagram, like I have X amount of followers. X amount of followers are interested. Of those, who can make it at this time? Of that, who can, you know what I mean? And then it's like, okay, then how do I repackage it and then sell, and then get attention back to it again, from that? How do I optimize, the offer? And so that's, it's just, it's a numbers game. Basically.
It's the funnels.
It's the funnels, yeah. And we got to feed them, and then we got to be realistic in our return from those funnels, which comes back to, how do I make the top of my funnel wider? I go deeper. How do I go deeper? Listen to what's happening on social, listen to how people are consuming content online, and that they want to have short form content, one, but they also want it, a lot more of it than you think. I think people are a little bit hesitant and like, I'm posting once a day. I've had people come to me and say, I don't want to post every day because my audience might be overwhelmed in that content. I'm like, but are they on social media at the time though?
Right.
Their attention, because that's where their attention is. So you probably want to post more than once a day. It's going to feel overbearing. The algorithm won't let it get crazy unless their behavior on social media is that they're interested in you. You know what I mean? And then they're going to send it to the top of their feed. They're just giving them what they want.
Right. Yeah. And then also too, like even when I look at my analytics, it's a very small percentage of people that even reach in my followers.
Yes, the majority. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad you said it. Yes, because that's the thing. Your reels, when you put out a reel, it goes out to everybody else. And you should be thankful for that. Thank you for putting me in a space of people who are outside of my followers. You know what I mean? Because then it's like, I can attract more people that way.
Right. And and you're touching them for the first time.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yes. And then if they like you, they double tap, and a like, and how I see it, they're close. And I know it because I've like I said, I grew on TikTok quickly, and I know Instagram, their algorithm is not as sensitive though. I will tell you that, but I think they're going to get sensitive because they have to. And it's beneficial to, it's a lot of money there for them to do that, which is that a like is equivalent to watching it in its entirety. They want you on their app as long as possible. Your like, tap, and then scrolling past my stuff does me no favors, because Instagram wants you on their app. Watch the thing in its entirety. I would go so far as to say, as watching a video in its entirety, the full 90 seconds, right? Because we're talking about a reel, is better than a like. If that like isn't, at the end of you watching the entire thing. People spend hours on TikTok. And then not to mention, I think what slept on, we talked about this early on, which is we have to remember we're not just creating for our bubble, right? We're not just creating for us. There is Gen Z, they are on their way. I feel like they're like a pack of like lions coming over here to Instagram, like ready to like get entertained. Get entertained.
Oh yeah.
Get information. They are coming. They are coming.
Let me tell you, when I see the people that like my posts, most of them are like college students. And I'm like, you're not really my target audience, but like, come on and say hi.
Yes, and get ready, because it's only gonna become more. That's really good, Rachel. That's really cool, because you can do so much with that. You know what I mean? And that you create an offer for them, and that you've been also that person. Tap into that if you want to, if that's where your heart leads you. You know what I'm saying? Or even in a way to, because it depends on what your priority is. Is it revenue? Is it to fulfill passion, a little bit of both? You know what I mean? Like, news
It's
reporters who
definitely,
are in college. You know what I mean?
yes.
Right? There's a thing there. Or someone who's like a news reporter right now, and they're like, I'm not feeling this. Let me show you the path. This is what I did instead. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing like, yes, you could really do a lot with that. Listen to the data.
Yes, I'm trying to.
What else is your data saying?
Um,
So we already know it's in the 18-24 range for you.
yes.
And then
I
we
do
also
I think majority is 25 to 34,
Mhm.
but a good portion is, I would say, 18 to 25. It's also saying that people love hearing about my stories as a news reporter.
Okay. And how do you feel about sharing that? Does it bring you joy to share it or feeling different?
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, it's something where I didn't think it was that relatable because I feel like it's
It's
a
something
unique
specific.
job. Yes, it's very specific, and most people, even before I was in the industry, I was like, I don't know anybody that's a news reporter. How do I tap into that? But
Mhm.
now that I'm here,
Yeah. And well, you know what's interesting from it is that it is interesting. That's my favorite content of yours, actually, because I watch news reporters. You know what I mean? And that it's like, who's the person behind the job, you know? So that makes sense that's a favorite of others. And so yeah, you can tap into that as long as it aligns with like what you're interested in sharing, you know what I mean? I
yeah.
think that is something to explore anyways.
Yeah, I'm cool with it because I love storytelling, and I think I have I have this funniest story.
Yeah. And like a funny news story in particular, or just in general of like how you found your way
In
and
general.
in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I want to encourage people to be bold and take risks and bet on themselves because I feel like that's, when I look back, that's what I had to do to get there.
Yeah. And so there's like an underlying message for that too. So I'll tell you some advice from me when I first just started out on social media in general and trying to get the wheels to turn to get people to buy, to do the thing. What you're doing now is the right thing, which is connecting with people. I would say of those people that you connect with, schedule let's chats. That's what I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could be your own thing, virtual coffee, whatever you want to call it, but get some time, 15, 30 minutes with them on Zoom, Google, on video meet, and pick their brains. What are you struggling with? How can I help you? What about me interests you? What would you want to see from me that could help you? And then of those, pick your favorite thing that's like, this speaks to me and there's a market for this. And it'll be clear to you at that point, versus you guessing, and hoping and assuming, because I did waste a lot of time thinking that a product was what someone wanted. And this was in the art days, like when I had made myself a couple sales as an artist on Instagram. And then I went down the deep end. I was like, people want mass products. Blah, blah. Didn't nobody tell that but me. I made that up. You know what I mean? Like, what are the people actually saying? But the only way you'll know is if you like get on cam with them. And so being intentional about that, at the end of the day, it's still going to be valuable because the information that they give you will be worth $2,000, will be worth $3,000 because
Yeah.
I've been there. You know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, this helped me actually make money down the road. So yeah.
That's good to know because I feel like I'm a person that likes to have conversations, especially being a news reporter. I was interviewing people face to face, if not on camera, every single day. But transitioning to do that in like Instagram in a way that's not so focused as local news has been a hard transition for me.
So what do you mean? Give me more.
So like I'll give you an example with the roadmap. Like asking people, I feel really comfortable asking somebody for an interview, which should be like now this coffee chat. But before engaging with people, knowing that I wanted to sell them something was very uncomfortable for me.
I know what you mean. Yeah. It's funny you say that, especially when it comes from people that you know, and I don't really like that, to be honest. Like, I get that you have to ask, and I am happy that I am doing it. It definitely has me out of my out of my zone in that way, and it's challenging me. But one, I know who my target audience is. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the people that you know, are they interested in this course? Have they ever mentioned social media? You know what I mean? Yes, I came up with X amount of people who I could contact, but they're not really the target audience. But that's where it's like, I wish it was, and it can be. I think it's just more overwhelming to people to think about that, which is just enlarging that top of the funnel so you can have more, not strangers, but more people who need it. And then that makes it easier to talk about, you know, and go in for the sale. But some advice for when asking for the sale from my experience on Fiverr, where I was able to get clients initially for my agency, is that I would, you know, first, go ahead. Actually, let me pull up my checklist because I'm just trying to think of my checklist. But this is literally my checklist of things that I did. Onboarding call sheet. Dun, 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 dun. Hopefully this one's too old. And I developed this over time. And so it's being like, and because I didn't have this at first, and I realized people want one thing. I want to know, what are your goals in life? You know what I mean? How I can help you, right? Like, what challenges are you experiencing? For me, as a social media manager, I need to know who's your target audience. Those were some questions. What's your, and you can ask this too. What is your content comfort level? Is it low, medium, or high? Are you afraid to get on camera? Because if so, I'm the person for you. Because truth be told, yes, everyone is your target audience because, like we've discussed, people, you need to have a brand. You need to be the face of your, whatever it is, your message you're trying to get across. If you're, you know, so then there's that. What's your content comfort level? And then when I would record the meeting, that's just one of my things on my checklist. So that way I can refer back to when I finally did get a sale. It was like, okay, what did we discuss? And what did I need? You know what I mean? When you're doing just like, you don't want to take notes. You want to be intentional about the call. And so to remain intentional and kind of still have notes, I would record. And then I would mention my team, meaning that I would mention for you, before I even had a team, my systems and how we got this. We can deliver all day long. I can deliver with my eyes closed. Instead of mentioning the team, I would mention experience. You know what I mean? Which is my next one, which is highlight your value. I would highlight my value nonstop. Here's some results and Before I even have results from other clients, these are results of my own. This is what I got. This is what I did for my page, you know? So, hi. And so, yes, that highlight value, and then let them, she's teething so bad.
Oh, oh, this is so sweet.
And then I would share my process. But if you don't have that already together, then you just schedule a follow-up call, which is what I typically would do before I had the process.
Okay. One thing I forgot to mention is that I have a lead.
Awesome.
There's a girl that I used to work with in New Orleans back in my college days, but she is a realtor now. And when I made my option post, she responded confidence and said, "Girl, I need some help." And she's like, "Yes, I'm trying to be more present on social media." So I'm debating if I should do like free 15-minute consultations ahead or just try to make the sale right away.
I would do always lead them into it. And Rachel talks about this too. And so does who's the guy? Robert. They basically say, like, don't get in, nobody wants to get in bed with, nobody wants a wham bam, thank you, ma'am. I think we said
right.
So yeah, I would definitely do not even a 15-minute, like a 30-minute. But sometimes the only thing is with spare time, it gets confusing because it's like you ain't got nothing else to talk about, and then it's like you're still trying to prove your value. When you can keep it short and sweet, it is very helpful. But you do want to have enough time to where it's like they can feel like they're heard, like they're being heard. So that. So yes, you should, and just watch that timing, or at least what's discussed in the call, so you don't share too much information. I have that bad.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I'm thinking. If I give myself 30 minutes, because I have an intro session that's $200. So
Okay.
I'm like, that would be the intro session at that point.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And so exactly. I see what you're saying. So yeah, I would even say 15. If the intro session is just like $200 to come in, you know what I mean?
But that's also with me putting some work on the front end. Like they can send me a video that I will critique during that 30 minutes to give them feedback, or I can send them a script if they don't have a video, and we'll go over that during the call.
I love it. I love it. Okay, great. And so tell me more about the process so that I can understand who your target audience is and be looking for that too. Like, okay, so you're coaching, and then their process is through a video. And then so you're going to give them a critique. And then what's their ultimate goal? Like, who's your target audience, I guess is my question of like, yeah, who's your target?
Yeah. So it's pretty broad in the sense of I want to target like professionals that have to do like Zoom presentations, because that can be very nerve-wracking. And doing some research, there's a thing called Zoom anxiety. Small business owners that could scale their business but are too afraid to get on camera.
Yes.
And in general, content creator, anybody honestly who feels uncomfortable being on camera.
Yeah. You know, if you could, okay, can you send me your offer to, because I have so many clients who eventually we parted ways because I was like, you have to be able to come on cam. I'm so sorry. But because I was like, and then that's just really what it ended up to. And they were just like, I'm just not. And I didn't know how to coach that. I wasn't, again, that's why we're partners. You know what I mean? Like, I can coach it. I need to, but I would like to send out an email and put that on our email put that as an email in our email campaign, so Pam can get that blasted to them, because like I'm sending my services, but my services are when you're ready to come on campus. So I would love to, and then, you know, do it all together for me with the hyperlink to book a call with you, etc. So we can get that scheduled out. Do
you want me to text that to you? Do you want me to, is there a chat on here?
Email it, and then I'm also going to give you this email for Pam. CC her. Work. Hello. Developing our email list right now, so it should be out by May is my goal.
The email list. Okay. Yeah.
So let me see this. But if you get it to me, I'll have her plug it in so it can be included in all of the emails that we're going to send. Because I think we're going to do what it's looking like right now is one a week.
Okay.
So
yeah, and so one thing I guess we'll just chat about. So I created my website on Beacons, and somebody gave me a hard time about not having a custom domain, and I'm trying to switch it over to the domain that I have, but it's taking a while. So I'm like apprehensive about sending out this URL.
Yes, I get it. And people will give you a hard time about that stuff. What they don't know is that as an entrepreneur, we're gonna applaud you and root for you, because who's that started something in their garage? You know what I'm saying? Like, you did the things out there. It's process. People who are ready to receive it, you know, and whatever comes. Okay, that's her email right there. That's Pam.
Should I send it to both of you?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay. Did you email me it?
Did I? Oh, I put it in the chat. Google email.
Oh, you put it in the chat. Let's see here.
Hi, Siri. You see the cutest girl.
How old is she now?
6 months.
6 months. Okay, yeah, that's.
Yes. I know. I can't believe it.
I bet it's flying by.
It is. It is. All right. So you got the email. Do you need some time before I close out this one? I'm going to go into the next one.
Up to you.
Okay.
I'm just sending you the link.
Oh,
but yeah, we can.
Well, yes. Okay. And is
What
there
were you gonna say?
I was going to say, if you want to send it over with like a bio of sorts, or your pony pose, if you could just send me your pony pose, because I don't want to just send the link. Like, I want to be able to send it as a sale. You know what I mean? Like, as a I'm telling you what the offer is, giving you a glimpse, like so. Pony post ending in a click this link here if you're interested in more.
Okay. It's funny. I started writing my pony post and it didn't save, so I got to go back to that.
I know that feeling.
That made me cry.
Okay, because you put your heart and your soul into it up there.
I was like, God, I love to spill the tea as a news reporter, and I went off, and I don't remember the rest.
Hey, that's okay, but you know what that means? Because I've been there plenty of times. That just means that that's not exactly how he wanted. It's supposed to be worded, and so yes, you're gonna get it even more perfect the next time.
Yes. So
okay.
I am gonna probably send that to you later because I did the option.
Like I said, we got until May, and I'm thinking like within May, is the goal. So you got time to put it together.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. All right. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Okay. Bye.